morning, everyone. It's Tuesday, June 9th, 2009. We have some diminishing southwest swell in the water, but more southern hemisphere swell is on the way. I wanted to show you what's happening down the southern hemisphere to bring this all together. We do have something that'll be filling in around Thursday, building more on Friday and Saturday. And just yesterday, something new popped up on the models. Wanted to show you that. It's around Easter Island. Jet stream has changed position just a little bit, and this one little storm is starting to throw swell our way. It looks like, though, it'll be decent size for us once it reaches our shores around the 15th and 16th. Also, I have some weird weather pattern that's in the forecast right now, possible precipitation for certain days. I wanted to show you why that's happening out there and what the models have to say about that. This is what's happening right now. Taking a look at the weather models, we can see why we've got the heavy onshore flow and possible precipitation coming our way. We've got a heavy trough of low pressure pushing way far south, way far down into Baja, as a matter of fact. And there's a series of low pressure systems that are caught up in that. We can see those in red on this relative vorticity model. As we spin those models forward in time, we can see that Southern California is still going to have that heavy trough over it. A lot of red coming in. That's a lot of low pressure systems. And then when we look a little farther out, we're looking at a Saturday time frame, big hefty low starts pushing down. By Sunday time frame, we're looking at some pretty strong vorticity coming out of this. That strong vorticity means that we could be possibly seeing some precipitation out of this come Sunday. If nothing else, that strong troughing will keep that onshore flow heavily in place along the coast for the near term. Swell-wise, we have to take a look at the blast of the past to see why we're going to be seeing swell around the 12th and 13th when we start seeing this fill in around Friday and Saturday time frame. Series of systems that were forming down around New Zealand, you may recall I've talked about over the last week or so. They'll be throwing us some swell. We'll be seeing that start to build on the 11th through the 12th. Originally, though, we thought that this would be moving toward an easterly trajectory. Most of that activity wouldn't really be bringing us much, and this is what the 48-hour models were showing us back on Saturday. Things have changed a little bit, though, on the long range from the southern hemisphere. Still have swell, though, coming in from those systems that I just showed you. That would be filling around Thursday, more so, though, Friday and Saturday. This, though, is a pattern that's developed at the jet stream just recently. And we can see that there's a bend near Easter Island in that jet stream. And that's going to be forcing a system that just formed here in the last 48 hours to move our way. In fact, if we look at today's model down in the southern hemisphere, we can see a fairly large fetch. It'll be moving south. It's kind of a dud, not much in the way for us. But the Easter Island fetch that's formed, that's not that far from us. That's only about 3,800 nautical miles to our south. If we spin the models forward in time, we can see that one moving in a nice northward trajectory. Even though it didn't hold very much in the way of seas, about 25 plus foot seas, maybe 30 if we're lucky, it did move on a very nice northward trajectory, throwing most of its swell our way. So seeing how this all comes together, taking a look at these swell charts, you can grab these at any time off my free forecasting site, wavecast.com. We can see on the bottom chart, we're showing the southwest swell. There's not a whole lot happening over the next 48 hours. The 11th, Thursday, we're starting to see a little bit of southern hemisphere stuff come up. And then the 12th, 13th, we see that New Zealand activity come up. That's looking to be about chest high, maybe a little bit better, even possibly head high at the standouts. But for the most part, probably about chest high over the weekend. 14th on Sunday, a little bit of a drop. Then when we take a look, though, at the 15th and 16th, that's when we see some of that steep angled stuff come up from that Easter Island system. And right now I'm calling for head high on that one max. Now that's going to be angled, though, from probably about 175 to 180 degrees. It's only direct south facing breaks will see the brunt of this system. Most south and southwest facing breaks will probably see just chest high sets out of this. So that's how things are shaping up right now. Most of the swell will be coming our way from the southern hemisphere for the near term. Very typical for this time of year. First, we're going to be seeing a little bit of stuff building from New Zealand around Thursday, but it'll be increasing more on Friday and Saturday. Looks like to be a fairly moderate swell, backing down some on Sunday. Then it looks like we'll be seeing some south swell from that Easter Island system coming in on Monday and Tuesday. In the near term, though, it looks like we're going to see some weird weather. We even have some precipitation chances today. We could even be seeing some precipitation on Sunday, but we have to see how that all comes together. If you always want the latest ETAs on the swell, wind, weather, tide, and more, you can always just check out my SoCal Surf Report at wetsand.com.